what's up everybody? I'm Steve. Tonight I want to talk about the 11 movies that I have from the year 1984. Some of you may be familiar with Ken from MidLevelMedia. He has a YouTube channel where he's been talking about movies that he really likes from the year 1984. And he's asked people that follow his channel to kind of join in. And so I thought it'd be fun to do that here before the month is over. But before I do that, I want to talk about something kind of special that happened this past Saturday. I actually got to meet two people that I've talked to for a long time on Instagram, and I follow this channel quite a bit. But it's Ken and Ashley Sledge from Sledgehammer Horror. We all met in Sharonville, Ohio, which is near Cincinnati. That's like an hour and 45 minutes away from where I live, so it wasn't too far of a drive. But I wanted to meet them, and also there was something else happening at the convention. They were doing a Scream panel for the 1996 movie. And they had Matthew Lillard, Skeet Ulrich, Neve Campbell, and Jamie Kennedy there, and it was exciting. I actually got to meet Jamie Kennedy and get his autograph. So that was a lot of fun. And this convention, Horror Hound, is supposed to be back in Indianapolis sometime in September, and I'm hoping that the Scream panel will be there then as well. They haven't announced the lineup yet, but I hope maybe I can get Matthew Lillard's autograph as well, because I have a picture that has Matthew Lillard and Jamie Kennedy on it, so I've got half of that filled out, and I want to get the other half. So that'd be really exciting. Indianapolis, our convention center is really huge, and so I've been to Horror Hound here before, but I hope to accomplish that in September. So that'd be great. But so I'm going to talk about the 11 movies I have here, and this is kind of a loose ranking. My ranking could kind of change depending on when I'm doing it, but right now I've lined these up in the movies that I really enjoy. So the first one I have is Starman. This is a John Carpenter movie. This is starring Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen. I've always loved this one. It's probably not one of my favorites from John Carpenter, but I've always really liked it though. Number 10, I have Repo Man. I talked about this on my Criterion video, the last one I did. This is directed by Alex Cox. It has Harry Dean Stanton and Emilio Estevez. And this movie gets better every time I see it. I love the packaging on this. This is spine number 654. And so, like I said, it gets better every time I see it. Number 9, I have Dune. This is directed by David Lynch. This is starring Kyle MacLachlan. Also has Sting in it, and has quite a few young stars that became, major players in Hollywood later. But I think this is David Lynch's third movie, and he hasn't really done a lot of special effects movies like this before. And I think the studio kind of took the movie out of his hands, and it didn't turn out quite as well as he had hoped. But this is kind of has a cult following with a lot of fans, and I really like the 2021 Dune as well, and look forward to seeing part 2 when it gets released. I think it's maybe next year in 2023, I believe, or maybe the year after that. But so I look forward to that. So number 8, I actually have Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. This is directed by Leonard Nimoy, starring William Shatner and the rest of the original cast from Star Trek. And also it has Christopher Lloyd. He plays the lead Klingon. Plays a great villain in this, and I've always loved this one. Next one is one that I really like the franchise from this, and this is probably like the third favorite from the franchise, But it's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. This is starring Harrison Ford, of course, the legend, Han Solo as well, plays two iconic characters, directed by Steven Spielberg. This Kate Capshaw is in this. I believe Steven Spielberg met her on the filming of this, and they got married not too long after that, and they've been married ever since. But so, like I said, I like Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade more than this one, but I've always liked it. I was 11 when this was released originally, and so it's always been kind of special in that way, just the memory of it, at that time of my life. So number 6. This is Blood Simple. I talked about this when I did also along with Repo Man. Both of these were in my last video I did for Criterion, my Criterion update for March. This is a spine number 834, and this is the Coen Brothers' first movie. It's also Frances McDormand's first movie, and she she didn't know at the time, didn't know Joe Cohen, whom they eventually were married. And this looks great on Blu-ray. I had this on DVD before, and it looks even better now and sounds great. And so for me, it's a classic. The next one here, this one was actually also, it was like spine number 12 on the Criterion list at one time. It's out of print on Criterion on DVD, but this is Spinal Tap. This is directed by Rob Reiner, starring Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, and Harry Shearer. Harry Shearer from Simpsons, has done voices on that series for quite a while, ever since the beginning. But this is it's considered to be like a rockumentary, sort of like mockumentary kind of thing. It's hilarious, and these guys are all wearing wigs and everything, and so I think all these guys are they're all like in their 70s now, or I believe. So they've been doing this a long time, and I think their music's funny too. I own like albums from them. So 1984, I think this one's really kind of special, underrated sort of for that year. But like I said, it was a Criterion release at one time, back in the day. Spine number 12. So number 4, I have 16 Candles. This is a John Hughes movie. I've always loved this. I think it's something that men and women can both really enjoy. And it has great music in it. It takes place, I believe it's in Chicago. It's where a lot of John Hughes movies, it's where a lot of his movies took place. And I think it's hilarious. I love Molly Ringwald, Anthony Michael Hall. It just makes this movie really, really special. Okay, number 3. This one is I think an iconic, stand-up comedian and actor that was huge in the 80s. He's the one that saved SNL from sinking in the early 80s, but it's Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop. This is a 3-pack, but the first one is the one that I love the most from that series, from that franchise. And like I said, Eddie Murphy, his career was on fire at this time. Trading Places, 48 Hours, another 48 Hours. He had Beverly Hills Cop 2. Did so many great movies. Coming to America, I believe it was in late 80s. And he also had a stand-up career as well. He has he only has 2 albums that are stand-up comedian, comic related, and they're really raunchy. And I think he's an icon to me. Like I said, he saved SNL from sinking. That series, that SNL wouldn't be around if it weren't for him. So, I have to do a shout out to Eddie Murphy, just how great he's been in my life and how funny he is. So number 2, really number 1 and number 2 could kind of alternate possibly, but number 2 is Ghostbusters. This is directed by the late Ivan Reitman. This is starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Ernie Hudson, Rick Moranis, and the late Harold Ramis. This is fantastic. I remember seeing this in grade school. All these. I think most of these I saw in 1984. Some of them I didn't actually. Some of them were released after. But Ghostbusters is something I remember quite well, and it's a great action comedy, and always great. But so number 1. I had to put this. This is some people might consider this to be a horror movie in some ways, but it's the Terminator, directed by James Cameron. This is starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, Michael Biehn. I think I like this one. I really like Terminator 2: Judgment Day as well, which is really more. The second one's really more of a sci-fi movie, and they're both directed by James Cameron. And I really don't like the other Terminator movies so much, and James Cameron didn't direct those. So the first 2 are always the most special for me. So that's it for the movies here. But please like this video. Please leave in the comments. Tell me movies that you really like. Tell me movies that I missed. Tell me if you like my intro, the sound effect that I put in the beginning of that. Should I keep that on there? Should I turn the volume down a little bit? I don't know. Just kind of give me some comments. So let me know how I'm doing. Hopefully I'm improving. I just received I don't have the lights up yet. I have lights in the living room on right now, but I just received like a lighting kit kind of thing, and I'm hoping to kind of learn how to do that and maybe get the lighting a little better in here, and I kind of move it around different rooms and kind of thing. I don't know if people like this location, but I like to kind of move it all around my house. It's just kind of keep it kind of a little bit different, kind of so people aren't predicting exactly what it's going to look like in every video, where every video's got the same background. I'm going to kind of move it around. So again, please like and subscribe, and have a good night. Thank you. Bye.